y'all doing? Thank you so much for coming in. Felicia Marie B, how are you? Joshua, how are you? I hope everybody has had a good day and a good week so far. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm leaning. It's always, an adjustment. You think you have it together until the camera comes on. Hey, Marjorie, how are you? I know, right? We've been seeing each other in these YouTube streets for real. Hey, L. Lewis, hi, how are you? So glad to have y'all in the building. Thank you so much for coming through. Yeah, we were on Candy K's live. She is such a gem. I appreciate her so much. Yeah, so she invited me on the live and to talk about the channel and get the, try to get these watch hours in. And I'm excited about that. If you are new here, if you come in later on, my name is Kim. I am on a weight loss journey. My channel is Low Carb Queen. I am trying to focus on low carbs. I'm also on Mounjaro. Some people say Mounjaro, whichever one you say. I am on 10.0, and 10.0 is holding steady, okay? It is holding steady. I lost over 10 pounds, but that was partially due because I was sick as well. And we're going to talk about that, about the weight loss aspect of it as well. And let's just jump in. Let's see. Fire with Dr. Ninja Turtle. Hi, how are you? Well, great. So great to have you here. I appreciate you so much. I do understand because I've been popping in and out of YouTube since I got home from work. Came home, got something to eat, and then was popping in and out of YouTube. Let's see. Today is injection day, and I wanted to address something about the injection because, as I'm watching videos, I see people doing their injections, and I often see them doing injections from different places, even though it's, instructions say the arm, the stomach, and the thigh. So I do see people injecting, at different areas of the arm, different areas of the stomach, and different areas of the thigh. I myself have been giving my injections sort of on the side of the thigh. And I just come to realize today that that may not be the best. Now that gives me the strongest suppression. Um, but again, the instructions are pretty clear. Let's see. So I'm going to see if I can show y'all this picture. I should have took a screenshot of it so I could put it on. Okay, let's see. Because this is backwards. Okay, there it is right there. So y'all see, this is on the box that I have, and here are the areas that you're supposed to inject yourself. Okay, so right here, this hand, right here on the thigh, it's the top of the thigh. It looks like it could be on the side, but I'm not sure. So I did ask Chat. Chat GPT said the top. It should be on the top. My hand is so not steady because this is backwards, so I'm trying to make sure. Of course, it's the stomach around your navel area. And then this was the other thing, the arms. Now you see down here, it's showing the outer arms, but I've seen people, come on, Kimberly. I've seen people inject under the arm, okay? I see you, Arjun. You said I give my shots in the belly, 2 fingers from the belly button. And I've seen people, like I said, give it under the arm. So the instructions here say You or another person can inject the medicine in your stomach, abdomen, or thigh. Another person should give you the injection in the back of your upper arm. So again, they're suggesting that it's the back of the upper arm. Okay. And so I guess, I don't know, some people might have been interpreting that as under the arm. I'm not really sure, but I've seen different injections. And like I said, I usually inject myself on the outer portion of my thigh. I might be getting away with it because my thigh is, not the smallest. But I am going to do the top of the thigh tonight just to make sure. I have done my stomach previously, but like I said before, I get my greatest suppression in the thigh. Also, I was listening to Reset with Anissa, and she was saying that you shouldn't, she was giving some tips, and she was saying that you shouldn't do the same uh, area over and over again. So that was something else. Hey, JC Calamity Jane, so glad to have you in the building. Let me see. I'm going to try to keep up with the chat. Everybody is speaking. Okay, Felicia Marie, you give yours in the belly as well. Happy Wednesday to everyone. It's hump day, right? Okay, Calamity Jane said, just lift your arm up like you're giving yourself a pat on the back. I do upper arms. Yeah, that's what I've seen people do. But then in the box that I have, it says another person should give you the injection in the back of your upper arm. And you see how they have that? Can y'all see that? They have it like sort of on the back of the arm. So I'm not really sure. I'm sure it's fine either way, the back of the arm, because people are getting suppression. I guess the biggest thing is to make sure that it's a muscle or, completely away from a blood vessel, that type of thing. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Pat on the back. Okay, let's see. I did the belly this week. I'm trying to pay closer attention. Yes, rotation is key. Yeah, so I try to rotate between my left and right thigh. I haven't really moved from there in a long time. Hey, Stella Oluette. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correct. So glad to have you in the building. Let's see. JC Calamity Jane says, that's a non-Zep bound Mounjaro body on that body. Amen to that. That's why I said I could probably get away with it because my thigh is not equivalent to the thigh on this box. For real. Okay. Let's keep it real. So, and that's one thing that I wanted to just kind of like address and get your opinions. I'm glad y'all are chiming in. Yes, happy Wednesday to you. Yes, I just wanted to, like I said, get y'all opinions on that. And so I'm glad y'all chimed in. Anybody have any non-scale victories? Because the scale is not always a representation of how we're doing. I have been trying since I was in my live on Saturday. I have been trying to get up to 100 ounces of water. Joe's Sleep and Slim Down Journey said that, she does like 3 liters. That's like the going rate, I guess, for the UK. Or, for her, I'm not really sure, but she did mention 3 liters, which was equivalent to about 100 ounces of water. And I was like, oh boy. So I have been trying to get to 100 ounces of water. I've been in the 70s, I've been in the 80s, but I have not reached 100. That's a lot of water. I literally, Joe, if you're listening or if you watch the replay, I literally bought 1 liter bottles of water. I bought 6 1-liter bottles of water. I don't know if that was in my last haul or not, but I was like, don't go out and buy all of this water. First, try like, because six would be equivalent to 2 days. I said, let me first see if I can get 3 of these down in a day. So far, that has not happened. I do, like I said, take my Stanley Cup, or today I have this one because I had coffee this morning, and this is only about 20 ounces. The Stanley Cup is about 32, 33 ounces. It's supposed to be 40, but it's not. Let's see. L. Lewis says, I move around rotation. Same here in my tummy, then move to the top upper thigh. I don't do my arms. Yeah, I don't. I did my arm once and I didn't like it. Let's see. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody. If I do, please forgive me. Okay, Felicia says I've done back of the arm twice. No, ma'am, no suppression. Yeah, felt like I injected myself with water. Yeah, I did the side of my arm the time that I did it, and it didn't work for me either. Stella says I give my injection in my belly all the time, but I will try other areas. Stella, what are you on? Are you on Mounjaro, Zepbound, Ozempic? And what injection level are you on? 5.0? Which one? Let me know. Hello. Hey, I'm live. Can you call me back? Yeah, call me back. All right. All right, love you. So, let's see. Harjurine says, I have already had, oh my God, 7 bottles of water for the day. Where's my calculator? 7 bottles of 16.9. I got it right here ready. 7 bottles, 16.9 times 7. Oh my gosh. That's 118 ounces. Oh, yeah, that's a lot. That's my goal. I'm trying. Once I can intake 100 ounces, then that'll just, I'm a visual active learner. So, like I said, I'm trying to get all of that water in. It's a lot of water. This is I love the ice at work. So this is probably, I've been tracking it. So let's see, with what I have in there, once I finish that, that will be, let me see. Once I finish that, my water intake for today is 53.8. I'm only halfway, y'all, and it's after 7 o'clock. I'm in trouble. I am in trouble. L. Lewis says, non-scale victory. Your non-scale victory for today. Oops. Hula hoop, 2 inches gone from the waist. That is phenomenal. 2 inches gone from the waist from doing the hula hoop. That's good. Are you part of Kim J's and Tracy Zatwan's journey? They were doing, their challenge. They were doing that challenge this week. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I am doing, I'm trying to, for this final quarter, and plus trying to get monetized for September, I'm getting on my vibration plate every day. If not every day, every other day, because sometimes you can give yourself a rest. But whether it's 5 minutes or not, every day, trying to get to 100 ounces of water. And I'm taking apple cider vinegar and water. That's my last bottle of water, is 2 caps of apple cider vinegar and a bottle of water, because apple cider vinegar does shrink your stomach. That was another thing that Reset with Anissa was saying, like, don't just track your weight, measure yourself, measure your arms, measure your waist. I haven't done that. So that's something that I need to do so that you can see the difference. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, Elos, you are measuring because you have lost 2 inches in the waist. Yes, kudos to her. I'm gonna have to get a cheerleader something. Hey, Auntie Mama's Kitchen, you are in the building. Yes, so glad to have you here, and you know this. Y'all don't have Auntie Mama, go scoop her up. Let's see. Congratulations. Yes, goes to L. Lewis. Yes, I had purchased that, then I took it back because I was not successful trying to hula hoop. Oh wow. Felicia said I drink 128 ounces of water a day, but it took me months to get to that level. Thank you. Thank you. I'm hoping it doesn't take me months, but I'm trying to get there. That's a lot of water. So I got to start early in the morning. I knew it within myself. I needed coffee this morning. I was up late last night. I had to go to work. And so I was like, I need coffee. So even though I counted my coffee as a beverage, it was about 10 ounces, but I knew that was going to slow me down water-wise because whatever I'm carrying, I try to get through 2 of those before I leave. So really, if I get through 2 of those, that's between, 50 or 60 ounces of water, which means that all I would have to do is another one. Of course, my dietitian and the weight loss management doctor is saying 64 ounces, but I'm really trying to get up to that 100. By the way, I go there again tomorrow for my checkup with the dietitian and the weight loss management. It's just like once a month or once every 4 to 6 weeks or something like that. So I have 2 back-to-back appointments tomorrow, right when I get off work. And so I'll be recording that, and that will go into my Friday video. Okay? Yes, congratulations to Lewis. Anybody else have a non-scale victory? Okay. Harjareen says, I want to call you Annette. I'm trying to call you Harjareen because now that I know how to pronounce your name. He said, it took me a long time to get those results too. Yeah. Okay. You said I start as soon as I get up in the morning when my feet hit the ground. I know that's right. I think about that. Like I should drink a bottle of water as soon as I get up. Yes, that's a good practice to have. Yes, I'm going to get there. I'm definitely going to get there. Lewis is answering Harjareen. Yes, on day 1 of the challenge, we'll trace the twine continually daily as a fun activity. Okay, yeah, that's good. Stella, she says to Stella, I love your profile picture. Okay, we're going to have to go check out Stella's content. Yes, I was getting ready to say, yeah, I'm new. Well, this is the first time I'm meeting you, Stella, so it's nice to meet you virtually. And I'll add some fruit to my water. Yeah, I do. Now, I do put slices of lemon in my water. What else do I put? That's about it. I put some lemon slices. Every now and then I put cucumber, but cucumber, it's not too good during the course of the day. The lemon I could tolerate. Let's see. Marjorie says, yes, please scoop her up, Auntie Mama. Never a dull moment. You got to get up early, though. I know that's right. You got to get up early. Yes, indeed. You said you've been able to run 2 laps around the track on Saturday mornings. That's awesome. I have got to build that momentum up to get back out there. I wanted to get out there today when I got off work, but it was 78 degrees. And I was like, it feels okay right now. But I know once I get out here, I'm not going to go in the house. I'm not going to change my clothes. I literally sat in the car for a few minutes. And then I was just like, I'm going to go Friday. I'm committing to Friday because I'm off. So I'm going to get out there and walk on Friday, Saturday I go live. Let's start with Friday. I'm going to get back out there on Friday. That's what I'm going to do. Since I've gone back to work, it's just a little difficult. So I'm going to have to exercise in the house again. Lewis says, but the old school hoop with the kids, both the old school hoop with the kids and move to my weight hoop. Okay. So you can use it either or, yes. Oh, thank you, Auntie Baba. Thank you. 2 laps. That's awesome. That is awesome. Kudos to you. 2 laps. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I saw you out there. That's a good feeling too. So I have some questions. Just some fun questions. There's no right or wrong answer. All right, so I'm going to say 2 words. It's called this or that, all right? And you put in the chat which one you prefer, okay? Keto, non-keto, low carb, non-low carb, whatever it is, okay? This or that. Bread or cheese? Bread or cheese? Let's see, while I'm waiting for you to put that answer to bread or cheese, choose one. Felicia says, agreed, low carb queen. Cucumber tastes weird to me in my water later on in the day. Yes, life her way. So glad to have you. Yes, I'm glad to have you here. She jumped right in with the answer. Her answer, bread, cheese, and cheese. You know what? I love a good bread, but I have gotten so accustomed to cheese, being on keto, being on low carb. Sometimes when you do without something and then you go back to it, it just doesn't hit the same. So I'm content with cheese. I am definitely content with some cheese. All right, the next one, coffee or tea? Coffee or tea? I'm trying to become a tea person, y'all. But that coffee, and they say that tea has more caffeine than coffee. I don't know. That's what I've been told. Coffee or tea? Some people might say neither. Which one do you prefer? Like her way says, because I'm saying I can't do a lot of dairy. Yes. Okay. Yes. I understand. I understand. Yeah, whatever reactions you have to mucus, that's a biggie. That is a biggie. Oh, Felicia said neither. Lewis said coffee. Well, Profi. I've been hearing about this Profi, this protein coffee type shake. I'm gonna try to get there. I tried one time to make my coffee with protein. It was so chalky, y'all. It was just chalky. I would have rather had a milkshake. Coffee, yes, I'm definitely. I know what you bit Lewis. Calamity Jane says tea. Caffeine levels depend on the tea leaf type. Okay. Yes. Oh, you missed that one, Arjurine. We did bread or cheese, and now we're doing coffee or tea. Okay. Yeah, we're just saying this or that. Which one you prefer? Which one do you prefer? Next, walking or gym? Walking or the gym? Okay. Which one do you prefer? Some people love to get that good workout. They go in the gym. It's a designated area. You get that good workout. I see my weight loss journey with Keto Granny. She goes, she walks and goes to the gym, but she goes in that gym and she gets that workout in. Alonda, she goes in the gym. Let me see what y'all say. Walking, life her way, walking, Harjurine, walking, Lewis, walk. Yes, me too. Definitely. Definitely prefer the walking. It makes you feel better. It makes you feel good taking in that air. You just got to get out there and get her done. All right, this is one. We got two more for this round. Sweet tooth or savory snacks? Oh my goodness. Sweet tooth or savory snacks? Which one? Y'all, if anybody knows me, you already know I got a sweet tooth. I mean, that's sweet and salty, sweet and salt. But honey, I eat a cookie over a meal any day. Let's see. Marjorie says, I have a personal trainer, so I don't make it to the gym. Okay. Oh, okay. She's virtual. Cool. Life Her Way says sweet. Yes. Calamity Jane, salty. I mean, savory. Felicia, savory. Marjorie, sweet. Louis said, I like both. I do too. I do too, but I definitely, my first preference is sweet. You know, you can make, I've made it before, and I'm going to make some more if they're still there. Oh, yeah, you know, you can take your bananas that are going bad, that have a lot of brown on it. You could take them and make banana brownies. They are good. Now, if you have a sweet tooth and you try to be good about it, the banana brownie is a good alternative. It's okay. It's not going to do what a brownie does, but it's a good alternative. You know, it tastes like a chocolate banana, kind of. But I said I was going to make some banana brownies with those. We've got some bananas left over before they just go completely bad. So I'm definitely going to do that. I might even do that when I get off of here. I said I was going to bed. Oh, wow. Black bean brownies. Have you ever made those? You know, people use beans for a lot. I'm a chicken. I'm scared when it comes to that, but have you ever made them? Calamity Jane? Hey, Real Journal Talk with V. So glad to have you in the building. Louis said, I like both. Yeah. Have you ever made those? Let me know if you've made those and how they came out. I would love to see that recipe. Okay, so our last one for this round is meal prepping or cooking fresh. What do you prefer, meal prepping or cooking fresh? And I guess when they talk about meal prepping, it's like, you know, eating the same thing over and over. Like some people, I've tried the meal prepping for like 3 to 4 days, like 5 salads, you know, like open a bag of salad and stretch it out. Man, I'm not even gonna lie. I got so sick of salad, and I had a salad for dinner today, but you know, I'd rather plan a meal than prep a meal because meal prepping, a lot of times you got to eat the same thing. It just depends. Depends on if it's good or not. I don't know. Like when I made the beans, oh, honey, I ate those beans every day until they were gone. Okay, Calamity Jane says, yes, also use white beans for coconut cake. Oh man, you're gonna make me try this. I got several things to try. Joe wants me to make a pork pie. I told him I'm gonna save that for the holidays. Um, but I'll probably use lamb. Let's see. You don't eat bananas? I don't really like bananas like that either. It's funny. I like banana flavor. Like, you remember the old now and laters? I love the banana flavor, but the actual bananas, I don't like. But I made the brownies before and I could do that. Someone saying hi to Real Journal Talk with V. Cooking fresh. Okay. Felicia says cooking fresh. Do you like meal prep or cooking fresh? Louis said, no, that should be Saturday cooking lessons so I can do it with you. You talking about the banana brownies? Mercy. Cooking fresh. Cooking fresh. Everybody likes to cook fresh, yeah, as opposed to that meal prepping. And I like meal planning over meal prepping. I like to have all the ingredients so I know what I'm going to make fresh rather than to just have it, make it and just be eating on it forever. Cooking fresh, yes, indeed. It's no right or wrong. It's just your preference. Calamity James, meal prep with fresh food. We do Monday to Thursday worth of meals. Okay. Maybe a 2-day meal prepping. Meal prepping is not easy. No, it isn't. It really isn't. Let's see. I don't want to be in the kitchen every night. That's the truth. That's the downside of fresh, for real. For real, for real. I do a lot of crock pot meals, soup, Asian stir fry. We keep veggies crunchy so it tastes fresh each time we warm it up. That's good. That's good. And this is, we starting to get into the fall season, so that's the season, for that type of thing. I love one dish meals now. I do. I love, the crock pot, all of that. Put it in the pot and let it go. The less I have to think about food, the easier the journey is for me personally. I believe that. So I wanted to talk about, excuse me, ways that we can be motivated on this weight loss journey and on this GLP-1 journey, because the one thing that we all know, everybody on the weight loss GLP-1 journey, is you will hit a what? Stall. You will hit a stall, okay? Whether you've just started, you're in the middle, or, I've heard people that have been stalled for like 6 months. I don't know what I would do if I was at a stall for 6 months, the same weight, 2, 3, 4 pounds up, and I'm still, giving myself the injection. Well, I've got some answers to what I could do right here. Life Her Way says, I am definitely there. I keep going between 179 and 183, and my next goal weight is 174. Yes. Yes, that's so frustrating, especially when you stall in between, like you stalling between the 7s and the 8s. It's different if you like 171 to 178. And it's like, this for me, like I'm telling myself, okay, I don't want to get back into the next number. But honey, that difference between those two numbers, it really can mess with your psyche. So for me, I have to just say, you know what? That's why I stopped getting on the scale so much, because it can cause frustration. Hey, Shelly Fontaine, how are you? That is my youngest daughter. Y'all tell her to come back to YouTube. Please tell her to come on back. She's a natural. She's the one who got me started in YouTube. Yeah, I'm talking about you because I can. All right, let's look at, let's see. Let me see real quick. You said me too. I only weigh myself and my nutrition is required. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Shelly, she said you're beautiful. Let's see. Okay, so we're motivating ourselves. Okay, so motivation number 1, track non-scale victories. Okay, keep those in mind. Keep those handy. Track them. We tracking our weight. We're tracking what we're eating. But we're tracking calories, carbs, fiber. Track those non-scale victories. Like somebody said, Lewis, I believe L. Lewis, you said you lost 2 inches. That needs to be, written down somewhere. Keep that in mind. Look, I may have gained a pound this week, but I lost 2 inches doing the hula hoop. And that's very motivational. Very, because some people like myself, I tend to lose inches quicker than weight. So yeah, that's a good one. Let's see. Auntie Mama chimed in. She said, yep, for Shelly Fontaine. Get back on in there. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Everybody's saying hi to Shell. Life Her Way. LMM says, I wanted to have an event where I asked women to come in and bring hula hoops. That would be nice. That would really be good. Yeah. They could bring their own. or you could charge to rent it or use it while they're there. Yes, very motivational. I'm about to be attaching that hula hoop on me all day. Mercy. Oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm. That's very, yeah, yeah. That's a good idea. It's a very good idea. You talking about virtual? Arjun said you talking about virtual? That's a good idea. Yeah. Virtual or, live. That's a real good idea. Okay, so we're going to celebrate our non-scale victories. It's nothing like a motivational group for support. Second, set small, achievable goals. Break big goals into smaller ones. Celebrate each milestone with non-food rewards. Okay, that's why, I'm all for that. I'm all for celebrating or setting small goals because, you know, especially with somebody like myself who can tend to be an overachiever, if you set the goal too high or it takes too long to achieve the goal, then it can cause discouragement. And sometimes the goals don't have to be like, and you learned it. I've learned this through education. Like before you'd say, okay, I'm going to get on the vibration plate for 10 minutes a day, every day. Okay. And then as soon as you don't do that, breaks the momentum, causes discouragement, yada, yada, yada. So you rephrase that goal and sort of make it generic or vague or whatever you want to say. I'm going to get on the vibration plate 3 times a week. Okay. Or I'm going to get on the vibration plate every day, depending on how close you want to pinpoint it. And so that's what I was saying. My goal is to get on that vibration plate at least every other day. And for me, being a math person, if it's 30 days in September, that means I have to be on it at least 15 days, at least. Okay. If I miss a day, then I don't beat myself, up because my goal is still attainable if I miss a day. And so that's what we want to keep in mind when we set those small achievable goals. My goal is to get up to 100 ounces of water. If I just go, okay, I'm going to drink 100 ounces of water every single day. And then I'm up at 11:58 trying to chug down 30 ounces of water trying to meet this goal. It's gonna mess me up. So make sure those goals are small. Don't beat yourself up. Okay. These are uh things that we can do while we're on the GLP-1 journey, weight loss journey in general. Let's see. Life Her Way is saying having it virtual will be a great idea. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Yeah. Clemmy Jane, I do smaller goals for my scale victory. Started at 5% of initial weight, and when I hit that goal, then 5% of that number. Yes, you know who else does that? My weight loss person. She does that. 5%, by a certain time, a couple months or whatever. 5% of your current weight. So that's a good one. That's a real good. Yeah. Archery is laughing. Okay, let's see. You didn't have to say it like that about the water. No, because it's true. Like believe it or not, because I'm such a literal person. You gotta understand when you got a math brain, you are very, very literal. Most people are strong in math, strong or strong in reading, and so it was literally like, I promise you, it was literally almost 12 o'clock. And I was looking at my phone to see how much water that I took in that day. It was either Monday or Tuesday. And I was like, oh, I'm trying to get there. I'm trying. Let's see, Monday. Monday, yeah. Monday. Look, y'all. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Monday, I got up to 87.1 ounces. Okay. 87.1. That was on Monday. And I was just like, oh, let's see, another 16 ounces. That might take me over all the way, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So yeah, I'm like, woo. Let's see, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday I took in 67. 67. Oh, see, this is good. This is good for me. This is good information. Tuesday I took in 67.6 ounces. And today I'm getting lower and lower. What? So today I'm at 53.8. And I got to finish what I have in there. So I am going to take another one tonight, 16.9. That's going to bring me up to 70. So that was good. I'm glad I went back and checked because I don't want to go lower and lower. Were y'all in my live Saturday when Blue True won? That's my friend. That's my YouTube buddy. She said, you're not consistent with your water, Kim. You've got to drink that water. I was like, okay, I give you permission to check me, boo. It's okay. All right, here we go. Hajreen said, conquer that 64 ounces and go from there. Exactly. I can do 64. You know, both Monday and Tuesday, I was at 64. And I will be at 64 before the night is over. But I'm trying to get, trying to push it up. Get to that. Because they used to say, you had to drink half of your body weight. Have you ever heard that? Whatever you weigh, you're supposed to drink half of that in water. I was like, good Lord. My dietitian, doctor, none of them ever said that, thank God. But that's a lot of water. All right, let's see. Lewis says, my small goal is Saturday morning cooking. My family thanks you. Low carb queen. Oh, I am flattered. I am touched. Oh my gosh. Marjorie said, it took me some time as well. Now I don't drink straight water the entire time. I take a detox tea, electrolyte, and one Crystal Light. The rest is straight water. Yeah, I had to remember that too. Include other things that you're drinking. Absolutely. Life Her Way is in agreement. Oh, okay. So y'all are agreeing to the half of your body weight. Phew. You said you still believe that you drink half your body weight. Wow. Listen, I got to get to that. I got to get there. In the words of Carter Zeets, get there, get there, get there. All right, so we're going to set those small goals, celebrate each milestone with non-food rewards. That's very important. A non-food reward. All right, I only have 5, so this is number 4. Build a support system. Stay connected with communities, friends, or accountability partners for encouragement. That's what you guys are. You have no idea how much encouragement and accountability you are for me. It's just true. I appreciate it so much because somebody else was talking about that. Like, you don't want to get back on your channel and be like, well, I was supposed to do this or I gained this much. You're going to have ups and downs, and y'all know me. My girls, Shelly can attest, I'm a bit of an oversharer, and I'm going to tell you if I had a bad day or up or down or whatever the case may be, if I gain weight, because I want it to be a real journey, you know what I mean? But I don't want to stop trying, I don't want to give up. I don't want to be like MIA for like 5 weeks. And y'all like, what happened? What happened to the low carb queen? And I'm somewhere binging, so it really helps. It helps for the accountability, and we definitely provide support from one another. Y'all have heard me say it before, been helped and encouraged by so many other channels, and especially being on this GLP-1 because I was afraid. I was afraid to try it. I was afraid it wouldn't work for me. I had a lot of fear, thinking about my age, all of that. But, I have gotten over it, and it's working, and it's good. I'm enjoying that it is working, and it is attainable. Like, this is something that I'm going to share with y'all. Let's see what's going on with my laptop. I hope I'm still live because my laptop just went out. But I have five biological daughters, one bonus daughter, my stepdaughter. But my girls, my daughters have never seen me. They've always seen me plus size. They've never seen me a regular size. And so, that's a biggie. That's a biggie for me. They've never seen me. And so I want them to see me in a regular size. I really do. That's just one of my secret goals. Okay, that they would keep, because you know children, and I know they're all grown, and they're all they watch their weight. I'm the biggest among all of us, so but I just want them to see it. I do. That's right. Arjun said, yeah, we must not stop trying. Absolutely. L. Lewis says, I agree. Some people are not understandable to the journey and the changes your body go through. Absolutely. Absolute. That right there is 100% true. A hundred, 100% true. Okay. In my New York dialect, that is 100% true. And we have to be mindful. That's why I wanted to, Harjarine, you talked about how when you got off of it, you gained weight back. You know what I mean? You know, people are flying high on this weight loss journey, year and a half, 2 years in. And that's great. But are you planning to come off of it? Are you planning to do maintenance? What how does that work? Because I don't foresee myself being on it for the rest of my life. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, even when I first started, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get in and get out. I'm gonna do a year. Well, it's not a miracle, a weight loss drug. So it's going to take longer than a year. Period and point blank. But I still don't want to be on it for the rest of my life, because for me to be on it for the rest of my life is saying that I haven't really, and I'm saying this right now, but it's saying I haven't really mastered the process of eating properly. Does that make sense? I'm going to always need help to eat properly. And I would hope that that's not the case. Even though I'm struggling right now, I mean, the medicine is helping, because let's face it, if I wasn't on Mounjaro, I wouldn't have lost, and if I wasn't sick, I wouldn't have lost 12 plus pounds in a week. Okay. If I wasn't on Mounjaro, I lost an additional, pound and a half when I got on the scale like yesterday. I probably wouldn't have lost that, but I do want to reach a weight where I can be able to maintain and begin to wean myself off of the medication. Does that make sense? I mean, I don't know. I may have to be on it. Some people like, I love it. I'm not getting off of it. I don't care. And that's okay. I might have to eat the very words that I'm saying right now if I get off of it and start gaining weight. Because I can promise you, if I were to get off of it and start gaining weight, I'm going to go back to the doctor. I'm going to go back and say, oh no, I'm up 15 pounds. Can I have a couple of boxes, please? All right, let me see what y'all saying. You're going to do it. You will have a why to keep you. Yes. Thank you, Harjarine. Thank you. See, that's what I'm saying. Archery said, nope, I am not coming off, because you done been there and done that. See, I am not coming off. seriously though, I think a person can come off of it. You know, she is Tamika. She came off of it, and she was in maintenance for a while. I mean, she looks great. I don't know how long she had been off of it, but she recently got back on, and she still looks great. The fact that she got back on, I'm gonna have to go and see a couple of her videos to see why she decided to get back on, because it didn't look like she had gained any weight, but evidently, for whatever, I don't know if she went through the doctor or whatever, but for whatever reason, she is back on it. And so, and that might be the case. You might have to get off and get back on. I don't know. Um, Real Journal Talk with V says, yes, that makes sense. You know, so it's a journey, and like I said, you have to take it day by day. Day by day. My goal is to get into the twos. To the twos. I'm looking forward to the twos before 2025 is out, okay? Before 2025 is out. All right, our last one is pair medication with mindset. Use the GLP-1 as a tool. Here it is, guys, while building healthy habits like meal prep and movement. So we're definitely using it as a tool. That's the recommendation, to use it as a tool. Wow. I mean, we can say that, but why can't we say using the high blood pressure medicine as a tool? Because, when you get on high blood pressure medicine, you could be on that for a long time. That's just one of those lifetime medications. You know what I mean? Unless you lose enough weight to kind of ease your way off of it. You know what I mean? So I guess different medications are for different purposes. It just depends. I'm going to do one more. Hajareen hit on it. She said, create daily reminders of your why. Write down your reasons for losing weight and place them where you can see them daily. That's a good one. That's a good one. The reasons for your why. Write down your whys. Well, of course, I want to be healthier. I want to feel better. I want to look better. And, I have taken off a good bit of weight, even so far, from 2022. I'm down about 70 pounds. Okay, and let's just say from the top of January, where I was, 350, I'm down to 322. So that's almost 30 pounds. Okay, is that 30 pounds? 28 pounds. So that's significant, and you can feel that, and it's scary to think, okay, I might go back up. Like do y'all get that? Like if you eat something you shouldn't eat, or eat too much, or like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go back up. I need to fix this. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all get that scary feeling of, I cannot go back up? Let me know. Or am I just obsessing? Calamity Jane says, it is a tool. The drug in and of itself is not creating the weight loss. No, it isn't. You're absolutely right. It is not. It is not. It's doing what fiber could do, right? It's making us feel fuller longer and slowing down the digestive system. Jane says, remember, high blood pressure can also be due to genetics, no matter what you eat. That is why all things work with your provider, and listen to your body. Yeah. I struggle with that whole genetic thing. I really do. That's another conversation. There is some truth to it. Do not get me wrong. There is an element of truth. But when you come from the spiritual aspect, generational, we call it generational curses in the spiritual realm, they can be broken. They can be broken, but it comes with practice, habit, good change, changing your lifestyle, changing your spiritual lifestyle, changing all of that. So I do understand what you're saying. Ironically, high blood pressure does not run in my family as much as, well, it runs on my mother's side. I take that back. But diabetes runs on my father's side. Sad to say, my young cousin in her 50s just passed away Sunday. I've had a lot going on. I'm just deciding, whether I'm going to the funeral. Hajreen, I just emailed you because the funeral is on the 13th, and that's in Ohio. So I'm going to have to go to Ohio and go to this baby's funeral. She had the pump in her arm, the insulin pump. But anyway, yeah, she was young, passed away from diabetes. Sad situation. So, but there are people, you what I'm trying to say is, and I mentioned that, but what I'm trying to say is that, if certain things run in your family, then you do have to put forth that extra effort to try to avoid those things with, from health, emotional health, better eating habits, all of that. Of course, there's no blame here. Hear me clearly. There's no blame, none of that. But I'm just saying, you have to, when it comes to the genetic aspect of it, you have to kind of like work on yourself, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I done got lost. Am I making sense, y'all? Am I making any sense at all? Okay, Harjarine says, yes, I still get that feeling. Yeah, that feeling of, if you overeat or something like that. Yes. And working on that mindset. That's a good one. Definitely working on that mindset. Auntie Mama said, I'm in the trees listening. Yes. Harjarine says, so sorry for your loss. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. My heart just goes, it's just sad. It's sad. It's a sad feeling that this situation can take this disease can take somebody's life. It just is so sad. you know and it's so sad. Like I said, she had the pump, and then when she got to the doctor, her brother picked up, took her to the doctor. They said something was wrong with the pump or something. It's just sad. I'm gonna change the subject. Every week I get that feeling when it's time for the scale. Yes, indeed. It's better not to be up is all I think about, or the same. Yes, that is 150% true. Woo! Getting on that scale. Oh my gosh. And especially now that I don't get on it every day. When I would get on it every day, I just be, oh, I'm feeling good. Oh, I'm a pound up. I'm not eating anything, blah, blah, blah. But now that I don't get on it for like a week, maybe at a time, maybe 2 weeks, then I'm really scared. you know, like, look, y'all, don't be playing with me with the scale. And if y'all saw my last video, I was taking stuff off, took my glasses off, took my tracker off. Listen, I would have took my wig off, okay? Because every ounce counts, so thank you so much, L. Lewis. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you. Arjun says yes. It's yeah. Why, watching your health, knowing what you have in your family. Yes. And I wish, I used to be like a real health guru, believe it or not. Like I said, without the Lord in my life, I probably would have been like a hippie Angela Davis type person. Because, when I was in college, I was like eating the granola. You used to buy the bags, the Ziploc bags at the stands in DC. You could do that then. You can't buy a Ziploc bag of granola off a stand nowadays. Uh, but yeah, I used to buy the granola. I was a real health guru. But a lot of times we get comfortable in our relationships and in our marriages. And I just began to become so comfortable, and then, having children and stuff like that. But again, being comfortable. My mother used to always, God rest her soul, God bless, used to always tell me, you just, you too comfortable, basically, is what she was saying. Like, you got to get a hold of this weight, girl. you know. But anyway. Okay, Auntie Mama said, love you heading to Bible study. Okay, glory be to God. That's right. That's right. Get it in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Harjreen said there are a lot of doctors who do not mention GLP-1s to diabetics, which is sad because we know that it can change things. Yes, I even know of people who their insurance will not pay for it. They won't pay for it. And it shouldn't just be for diabetes. I thought that Mounjaro and Zepbound were for diabetes and obesity. I thought Ozempic was just for diabetes, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, there's some insurance companies that are not paying for it, and I think that's tragic. I really do. And they say you could dispute it with your insurance company too. My friend had to ask for it. Now she is off her blood pressure medicine and no longer having to take her insulin. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I'm looking to get off, and I take a small dose of blood pressure medicine, so I'm looking to get off of that. I've always argued with my doctors being in the quote unquote pre-diabetic. I think I told y'all that before, the pre-diabetic. I think pre-diabetic is up to 6.0. Well, when you reach 6.0, you are pre-diabetic, or 6.5 is diabetic. I don't remember, but I was always, arguing. So then when she was like, oh no, you're diabetic. You're diabetic with, I was asking for Zepbound. She was like, your insurance company will pay for Mounjaro. So I said to myself, okay, I'm going to let you call me diabetic for the purpose of me getting this medicine. Okay, but that's it. Clemmy Jane said, that's a shame. Both my primary and endocrinologist encouraged me over a year ago. Yeah, see, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. And this last time I purchased it, it was free. Usually I have a $40 copay. I do not know why. So I have to call my insurance company to find out. But maybe I'll ask tomorrow. Maybe they can tell me. I kind of want to ask, and then again, I kind of don't. But it sure was. I sent my daughter to pick it up. She was like, it's free. It's like, okay. Insurance not paying is a thing that we need to be more vocal about with the folks on the Hill. We just can't sit still when it matters about healthcare. I don't disagree with that. I am live, ladies. I don't disagree with that. It's just so much happening on the Hill right now. My God, that's another conversation. But it is true. I don't disagree with it. Absolutely. So yeah, the last one was reminders. Remind yourself of your why. Glory be to God. Let's see. Remind yourself of your why. Okay, let's do another. Let's do one more this or that before we go. Okay. So, keto strict or flexible low carb? Keto strict or flexible low carb? Which one do you prefer? Keto strict? Because strict keto is 20 carbs a day, period. That's it. 20 carbs a day. Definitely no more. You can't say no more, no less. Definitely no more. I even, back in the day, I even had people making comments when I used to call myself the keto queen. I had people making comments. I don't know what kind of keto you on, because keto, you eating too many carbs for keto. But I felt justified because, it was a little bit of carbs for me. You know, pre-keto, pre-low carb, I could eat 2, 3, 400 carbs a day. Easy, easy. Okay. Like I said before, a donut and a coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, that's upwards of 100 carbs, and that's just breakfast. So I conceded and changed my channel to low carb. Let's see. Calamity J said, yes, haha. Yes, ma'am. It's too much happening. There's too much happening on the hill right now. Okay, so flexible carbs says Harjareen. Lewis says flexible. Real Journal Talk with V says flexible. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's see what else. Water or flavored sparkling water? Water or any kind of water with electrolytes, flavored water, sparkling water. Which one? Which one do you prefer? I tried some water with it was something that somebody recommended. I tried it. It was not good. With the electrolytes, it was not good. Not good for me. Okay. So I'm just gonna stick with water with a little bit of my lemon added. I haven't found anything that I like to pour into it. Um, I think Element, some people use that, and I haven't tried that yet. So I said I was gonna, try that. But right now, it's just the lemon and the water for me. So what do you guys prefer? Water or hey Joshua, how are you? Welcome. I know you were here earlier and then left, huh? Let's see. Calamity Jane said whole grain carbs and low glycemic carbs, berries, etc. Flexible. Our brains need carbs. That's true. You be knowing you be knowing your stuff, Calamity Jane. That's true. Our brains do need carbs. It can mess with some people who don't do any carbs. Uh, Water. One of my daughters, she can't. She has to have carbs. Okay, people are preferring water. Joshua, I had a good time for my birthday. It was Labor Day. Yes, yes. Happy birthday to you. I even saw you doing some drawing not too long ago. I think you did a live where you were coloring. Um, and I think that was for your birthday. Okay, so everybody is preferring water so far. Let's see. L. Lewis says flavor vitamin. Okay, flavor with vitamin water. Is that a brand? Let me know if that's a particular because I think yeah, the vitamin water, that's a brand, right? I don't know if I've tried those. Let's see. Joshua speaking. Um Arjun says, I prefer water but electrolytes and the detox tea. Okay, it's part of my journey. Um, Arjun, I have not had a soda. What? Since March 28th. Yeah. Every now and then, I'll get the Coke Zero. Every now and then. L. Lewis says, yes, vitamin water. Okay, yes, Joshua, you were using markers and pencils. Okay. The vitamin water, yes. Lewis says, okay, with the zero sugar. Yeah, I had to come up with some varieties, but right now I'm just trying to master that water. You said you quit Coke Zero. You say why? That's that's what you quit. You quit Coke Zero. Yeah, yeah. Between the coffee and the Coke Zero, the weight loss doctor was saying, definitely with the coffee, no more than 3 times a week, and keep the Coke Zeros at a minimum. Every now and then, I think I had like a 6 pack that was still lingering around, so we put one in the in the refrigerator, the bottle. But yeah, sometimes when you do without them, you just think you want it, and then you get it again, and it's not. It's not that. It's not that serious. Okay, here we go. We have 3 more. Intermittent fasting or tracking calories. Which do you prefer? Intermittent fasting or tracking calories? Which one? I don't track calories. I track carbs, even though my Fitness Pal has me at 1,850 calories a day. I definitely don't go over that, but I do track my carbs and my protein over my calories. So intermittent fasting or tracking calories. Let's see. Marjorie says, my, oh, got you. My CKD, chronic kidney disease, made me quit. As soon as they told me, I immediately kicked it to the curb. Absolutely. Okay, so you prefer the intermittent fasting. Real talk. Real talk prefers, these comments are coming in so fast. Real Journal Talk with V prefers tracking. L. Lewis prefers tracking. Let's see. You said you have me on 3 devices. I'm not sure if it works, but thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Yeah, Kendi K's been running my playlist. She told me she's a sweetie too. Yeah, tracking. I prefer tracking. I was doing intermittent fasting, but once they were talking about the importance of eating those 3 meals a day once you're on the GLP-1, because it can be confusing to your body, and your body is going to preserve food if it's not getting any energy, if it's not getting any food to use for energy. And so once I got that, I kind of understood it. Like for breakfast, and I have a short about it. I just didn't do it yet. I'll probably include it in what I ate this week. But I had a Quest bar for breakfast, but I wasn't hungry from the beginning, and I just stuck the other half. This was the other half of it. I couldn't even eat it all. So I figured, like, if I get hungry tonight, or maybe eat it for breakfast again tomorrow, but if I want to snack on something tonight, then maybe I'll eat it. But I couldn't eat it all. That 10.0 is the real deal. The real deal. So I'm trying to make myself, and then for lunch I had an apple, just learning how to eat differently. That's a biggie for me. So we did intermittent fasting or tracking calories, scale victory or non-scale victory. Scale victory or non-scale victory. Which one do you prefer? Real Journal Talk with V. Yes, I work remote. So, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all so much. Kendi K. Hey, Kendi K. All day is in the building. So glad to have you in the building. Yes. Harjarine, I think I'm going to agree with you. A scale victory. I do appreciate the non-scale victories, but honey, when that scale start moving, I get happy. Scale victory. Kendi K says, non-scale victory, but I like those scale victories that come few and far between. Oh my gosh. L. Lewis, yes. She said both. Thank you. Both. DK says, hey, Real Journey. Speaking to Kendi K. Real Journal Talk with V says a non-scale victory. She said, I love when my top half looks small on camera. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Uh, 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 that's funny. Okay, last one. Protein shake or real food? You know, some people substitute the protein shake for a meal. Protein shake or real food? Protein shake or real food? Kitty K is speaking to Harjareen. Now, only if my bottom half waist down would get the message. Oh my gosh. Real food. Oh, let me see. Real food. Lewis says both. Real food. I drink way too many protein shakes. Yeah, I haven't really gotten into the protein shakes yet. Listen, I like real food. I like real food, and I cannot lie. I cannot lie. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let me ask you this one. Cheat meal or cheat day? A cheat meal or a cheat day? Oh boy, that's difficult. Woo wee. Cheat meal or cheat day? Which one? Which one do you prefer? Just go ahead on and cheat the whole day and get it over. Or you're out and about, you know, and you might go out to dinner, or you might be hanging out with a friend, or you might go out of town, or you just say, you know, I'm gonna have my dessert with this meal. This is gonna be my cheat with this meal. Which one? Cheat meal or cheat day? I know what I am. I'm waiting to hear from y'all. Cheat meal. To cheat them, you know, a cheat meal or Candy K said, do snacks count as the cheat meal? I suppose they do. Yeah, I would think so. A cheat meal. I had a cheat day yesterday. It was bad. I think I had a cheat. Well, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too, I'm trying my best not to eat out, like buy a lot of food, since I did that July, August thing. But I did break down and get Pizza Hut. Y'all will see that in my Friday video. They got this new flat pizza. It's pretty good. And then I had some wings. That wasn't too bad. Wings are not bad. Okay, let's see, Clemmy. If I hit my macros, I didn't cheat. That's a good one. That's a good one. We have to find ways to beat the system, right? If I hit my macros, that's Captain Kirk. Remember Star Trek? He beat the system. Let's see. Too hard to make up the day. Yeah, let's see. No to cheat meal. Okay. Candy K says, real talk, my pound cake with glaze is fire. So go ahead, it's all gone. I do understand. Real Journal Talk with me said, I need clarification. She said, what are macros? So your macros are your percentages? That's my, JC, please chime in, because macros are listed on my Fitness Pal. And so that shows the percentage of what you have, whatever you have it set to, of what you're supposed to be eating. So let's see. So for today, I didn't do so good today, y'all. Whew. And so my nutrients for today, I had shrimp, but I didn't really eat that much. I'm always going the wrong way. Can y'all see that? So my protein is only 35. Carbs 126. But you see the amount that they allow me to have. I don't know why I can't keep my hands steady in this. So I'm gonna go over here to the macros. So she's saying that for macros, okay, so my carb macro is supposed to be at 42%, but the goal, well, I'm sorry, the carbs are supposed to be at 40%, but I went over 42%. Now that doesn't look as bad as the nutrients. My fat was supposed to be at 30. I went over 47. And my protein is supposed to be at 30, and mine is only at 11. Mm, 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 mm. That's kind of bad, but I had an apple. I had a half a Quest bar for breakfast, an apple for lunch. Let's see, where did I go wrong? I had the Caesar salad and the shrimp. I'm going to tell y'all where I went wrong right here. Right here. That's so sad. That's so sad. Look, okay. So if you're counting calories, my breakfast was 90. My lunch was the apple, 72. My dinner was the Caesar salad and shrimp. That was 547. And here it is, my snacks. I have been chomping on those mini Tootsie Rolls. And then today I bought some kettle chips. I did. And they didn't hit the way that I thought they would hit, but I was hungry, crunching on them. When I got off work, I ran around to the store, and then I picked up some kettle chips, and I ate some. I put 2 ounces because I really didn't know how many I ate. But yeah, that's probably what took me over. Yep. Because 6 pieces of the Tootsie Rolls is 28 carbs, 1 gram of protein. So yeah, that's probably what messed me up today. But like you see, I didn't really eat a lot. It's the snacking. It's the snacking. I still need to work on my snacks. And it's, listen, what can I say? Okay, here we go. Let me see these comments. I'm going to try cauliflower pizza crust. I've had that before. I've been craving a very veggie pizza with Italian sausage. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. And then you could do I do the thin crust pizza because I love a thin crust pizza. This is where 1 or 2 tablespoon bites of your cheat foods come in handy. Yeah, yeah. I saw that video about girl. I get on these binges. One time it was peppermint patties, and it's like, okay, 6 of those or 5 of those or 20, I think 5 or 23 carbs. And but guess what? I'm about to be cured because I had to buy candy today. I bought lollipops, like the dum-dums for my students, that I pull out. And usually I try to buy dum-dums and I try to buy chocolate, which is really not good. Because, you get the big bag of 50 pieces or whatever. And I was like, let me just catch one on sale. Honey, the 55 pieces of chocolate, the variety was $25. I was like, is this the tariffs? Like, what is happening? I don't celebrate Halloween, but who's buying Halloween candy for $25 for 55 pieces? I was like, well, y'all not getting no chocolate, and neither am I, because it had the Milk Duds, the Whoppers, it's got all a little variety of chocolate, and it's like 1 for me, 1 for you, 2 for me, 1 for you. So guess what? Deliverance has come. Thank you. Thank you, Arjurine. Yes, just eat less tomorrow. Absolutely. Absolutely. She said, let's see, did you go back and get that lobster meal from CF? Who is that? Who had a lobster? Somebody had a lobster meal. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. Lobster meal? Was that me? Was that me, Real Journal? Dollar Tree had bagged Halloween candy for $5. Yep, in the $5 in the Dollar Tree. Yeah, I'm like, what's that? Oh, the grocery store. No, I didn't get any lobster. I've been going. I didn't get any lobster. Didn't get any shrimp. I'm trying to go light because they had a recall on the shrimp. No, that was not lobster. That was oxtails in the Spanish restaurant. I mean, the Spanish grocery store. They make food on the side. And so the platters were $11.99. Every meat was $11.99 with a side, except for the oxtails. The oxtails were $17.99. I did not go back and get them, okay? Because I haven't been eating beef like that anyway. And I was like, my feelings are hurt. Like, I might get one this weekend, though, because they looked good. They can cook. They can cook, too. Coach B. Reed, how are you? How are you doing? Well, you remember they had a recall on the breaded the breaded shrimp. And so I just stopped buying all the shrimp, okay? All the shrimp. Let's see. Now, this one, okay, this is the last one. I promise the last one. Morning workout or evening workout? Which one do you prefer? Morning workout or evening workout? So glad to see you, Coach B. Reed. I've been looking at you. I just haven't been commenting. I've been listen, sometimes I'll be on the remote. Let's see. Oh, she said she just bought some chips. Yeah, those were oxtails. Every now and then when you haven't eaten different stuff, you just get that craving for, something. And you really just like Calamity Jane, I think it was saying, you really just only need a little bit, I didn't want $17.99 worth of oxtails because I knew I wasn't going to eat all of that. I mean, I could have brought it home and somebody would have ate it. Absolutely. Evening. Okay. Real Journal Talk with V says evening. Arjurine, morning all day. Coach said evening. Calamity Jane says prefer morning, but it ends up being afternoon. Yeah, I prefer morning too. I just want to get it out the way. I'm not a morning person, but I want to get that walk out the way. That's why I really loved doing it in the summertime. L. Lewis says evening. Yeah. Now I'm gonna get on that vibration plate in the evening. If I don't do nothing else, I'm gonna get on that. Well, guys, I appreciate y'all so much for hanging out with me. If anybody has any questions or concerns or comments before I head on out the door, don't forget. I forgot to take my injection. Mercy. I will be putting a video out this week. After I do go live and do my injection, then I'll put a video out of what I've been eating all week, and I'm gonna get on the scale. I am. I'm gonna get on the scale. I'm gonna do the front of my thigh. Like I said, normally I do the side, but I'm gonna do the front since we done saw the directions. And I'm gonna get on this scale and see what they're saying, because I know when I was sick with COVID, like I know somebody, I was saying that, well, you lost all that weight because you were sick. So I'm gonna see if I can keep it off. I'm not going to deny it, but I'm just going to try to keep it off. All right, so I've wiped my thigh. I've unlocked it. We're gonna do the 2 clicks. Okay. Sometimes it depends. It just feels like some places, you get a better push from the needle than other places. So I don't know. I did the front. I'm going to see if that still gives me the same type of suppression as the side does. I appreciate y'all. Okay. I appreciate you for being here, Kendi K. I appreciate y'all for all of your support as I get on the road to this monetization. I appreciate y'all for your support, really and truly. Um, yeah. There's nothing else I can say, but I appreciate y'all so much. And we will have a monetization party. Can it be done? Can I be monetized in 30 days by the end of September? Woo, my goodness. I hope so. Kendi K, kudos to you because she did that thing. She did it. All right, let's see. As we head out the door. Thank you, L. Lewis. Thank you. I'm trying to find, some some good conversation. Yes, why you do not do the thigh? Yeah, because I didn't even, like sometimes when I do the side of my thigh, it's still my thigh, but I could feel that thing, and every now and then I have gotten like a little blood. This one, I'm gonna be honest, I felt like half the medicine was still on my thigh. Like it's wet, so we'll see what happens. We'll see. 10.0 is very strong for me. I was really almost contemplating skipping a week. But I don't want to do that. I'm like, nope, just keep going. Don't try to take matters into your own hands. Hey, Alonda's in the building. How are you? How are you? Let's see. Hajareen says, everyone have a good night. I'm headed over to Downsizing Diva. Yes, Downsizing Diva. Yeah, she's another one that's lost a lot of weight. So glad to see you, Alonda. Let's see. I appreciate y'all again. Like I said, y'all are more than support. Y'all have a great evening. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate everybody. Listen, for me, it's a low carb journey, low carb life with your low carb queen. And remember, every day is a new beginning. Bye-bye.